right, so far we've been rethinking, refining, and communicating ideas in a way that they can stick. So this will be kind of a summary to the series where we kind of just go over everything in short detail. So if you only watch one video, this could be it. So let's first talk about the life cycle of an idea. Every idea begins as a seed. It's an untested concept with the potential to grow into something transformative. But as ideas evolve, they face challenges. Sometimes they get rejected. Sometimes they get entrenched and need to be revisited. And they have this sort of inertia, so you have to revisit the problem and kind of rethink through it. Once an idea is introduced, it tends to grow alongside a single trunk, which I call the idea tree. And then over time, it'll branch and evolve, oftentimes without ever being reconsidered into a new trunk or going back and replanting a new seed. This natural progression, while powerful, it's good that things last sometimes. It can lead to this ideational inertia where ideas expand on potentially outdated assumptions. So the solution for this is to periodically replant your ideas by revisiting them from first principles, breaking them down into their foundational truths and reimagining them with a fresh perspective. Next, let's talk about how simplicity can be deceptive. The simplicity paradox shows us that the best ideas are often simple, but achieving simplicity requires deep understanding. We sometimes resist these simple solutions because they seem inadequate, but through exploration and discussion, we uncover their elegant depth. It's essentially, at some point, we have to catch up to the person who originally had the idea. Whether it's Einstein's E equals MC squared or a company mission statement, simplicity that resonates always rests on layers of refined understanding. Third, recognizing biases can shape our thinking. Our relationship with ideas is shaped by biases, sometimes even rejected by them, like in the initial rejection bias. Idea entrenchment is also a bias, as well as the reinvention fallacy, which is where you think you have to reinvent something for it to be good. These biases push us to reject new ideas sometimes too quickly, and it can also help us cling to outdated ones. But in the cases where, with the reinvention fallacy, sometimes you're reinventing something unnecessarily. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? By recognizing these tendencies, we can create space for innovation, maybe even hold space for it, and avoid the traps of unproductive thinking. All right, next, what are some tools for rethinking and refining ideas? So in this series, we explored practical methods for breaking through cognitive rigidity. First principles thinking, that's where you strip ideas down to their core components and rebuild them with clarity. 2, stop, start, continue analysis. That's where you ask yourself what you should stop doing, start doing, or continue doing to keep ideas relevant and impactful. 3, mental scaffolding. That's where you help other people understand your ideas by guiding them through the steps you took to reach the solution, which builds trust and comprehension. And 4, discussion and dialogue. Use collaborative conversations to unpack and validate ideas, transforming skepticism into shared understanding. All right, communication matters just as much as the idea. You can have a great idea, but if you can't communicate it to others, it doesn't matter, right? So the best ideas need to be effectively communicated. So whether you're presenting to a team, writing a book, sharing a vision, how you frame your ideas determines their reception. So crafting clear, relatable explanations using analogies, storytelling, visual aids, they all bridge the gap between insight and impact. And that's what we're all here for, right? We want to matter in this world, and we're trying to help do that because I'm trying to do it myself. Just a quick aside here, I'm a business analyst, and part of the reason I did this is because a big part of my job during the day is just explaining things to people. So I did this research and did this series and wrote this book mostly to help myself understand how to better communicate with other people, because I want to be as efficient as possible with my communication. I want to get to the solution as quick as possible. So these are mental shortcuts for me that I wanted to share with you. The final one is the question is the answer. And that's the idea is that ideas don't exist in isolation. They are born from well-posed questions. So whether through heuristic methods, prompt engineering with AI chatbots, reverse engineering, the quality of the question determines the power of the answer. So the next time you approach a problem, focus on asking the right question to unlock the right